Alright, welcome. If you're new to the channel, my name's Elliot and you're watching Rickety Ski Reviews. Today, we're going to talk about something a little bit more serious. Now, typically I do my deal videos and I just kind of list through deals, things that are on sale right now. But there was a recent announcement with US tariffs. It wasn't totally clear when the tariffs first got announced how that would affect the ski industry or specifically which countries were going to be kind of under the tariff purview. But now, it's looking like with some of the tariffs to European products and just like supply chains in general, ski prices will be going up next year. I just saw that Rossignol made an announcement that they don't know the exact number, but that since 90% of their products are made out of their European plants, that they will likely have to change their prices going into 2026. And Rossignol is not alone. They were just kind of the first one to announce it. Atomic is based out of Europe. There are only a handful of companies that make their skis here in America. Friends of the channel over at Meyer Skis, DPS, but there really aren't a ton of US made skis. But as we saw with some of the supply chain issues years ago, even American made skis can be affected by some of these tariffs. A lot of the materials that they use get imported. So more than likely, across the board, you are going to see prices raised for ski products. Whether it's, you know, a smaller margin with the US companies or a larger margin with European countries, a lot of skis are made outside of the US. So, do I think that this is a good time to buy skis? Absolutely. This is a weird perfect storm of, okay, you have skis. We had the big boom of COVID and ski suppliers and everybody was ordering a bunch of skis, and the kind of interest in skiing diminished with ski pass prices going up. Just people in general having more options after COVID where they could go and do indoor activities, pickleball, things like that. And so what you have now is a surplus of skis from the 2024-2025 season. They are just barely getting rid of 2024 skis. You can still buy bent 110s from 2024. And then on top of that, you have next year's prices that are going to go up. So even if they didn't go up, it would be a good time to buy because you're at the tail end of this year. They have a ton of inventory that they weren't able to sell. So there's a ton of product on sale right now. But not only that, knowing that things are coming up, this is the best time possible to buy skis. In my opinion, I don't know for sure. I don't have a crystal ball. But for you guys, you know, for me, it doesn't matter. I make a percentage of the ski sale. In fact, I make less money when you guys get deals, but I don't care. The way that I buy skis, the ability for skiing to be accessible to everyone, I want you guys to get good deals. I want to help you guys find good prices. And knowing what's coming around the corner, I don't mean to be Chicken Little, but in a little bit, the sky isn't falling. Everything will be okay. But you won't see ski prices this cheap again for a while. You may see them slightly dip again in the summer, but honestly, I think right now is going to be the best time to buy skis because they're at their lower end and they're going to get higher. So anyway, without further ado, let's talk about the deals. I found some really good prices on some really good skis. This year, I've reviewed way more skis than I ever have, and I have a lot more insight on what's a good value and what you should at least consider buying. And also, like, I used to tell people to buy stuff used on Facebook Marketplace, but people on Facebook Marketplace are delusional now with what their skis are worth because they buy them at the peak. It's cheaper to buy new skis on sale right now than it is to buy most used skis. So without further ado, I'm going to tell you guys about the deals, tell you what I think is a good value. I will have affiliate links for all of these products. If you like this kind of content, if it helps you save money, please use those affiliate links. They don't cost you anything extra, and I'm able to keep making these videos. If you don't need to buy something, I don't care. But if you are buying anyway, please use those links as those help support the channel and help more people by making more of these videos. So without further ado, let's jump into the deals. The first one, you can get the Black Crow's OCTO from 2025 for $629.30. This was my ski of the year. This would be my first pick. If I was shopping for myself right now, this would be my first pick to buy as like a daily driver. I love it. It's so maneuverable, short radius turns, it's really fun on. It has a little bit of flotation for light amounts of powder. It's just such a beautiful ski. Great turn initiation, great gradual pressure, good for kind of open turns. Like I said, this is my ski of the year last year for a good reason, and you can get it for $630 versus the $900 that it MSRPs right now. I think it seems very likely that the MSRP will go up into next year. Next up, we have the Black Crow's Justis. This was one of my biggest surprises for the year. Black Crow's has kind of discounted their skis early, and then you usually don't see it in the year anyway, so that's why I'm kind of starting with them, because I think this is kind of the lowest you're going to see Black Crows, not only this year, but probably for a while. This was such a fun, like, it's kind of got that fiberglass feel. It's good in really nice snow, but I love the way that the turn initiation starts, where those tips where it kind of hooks up. It's a stable ski. It's my favorite safe bet ski. It does well in the powder. This is a phenomenal, phenomenal safe bet ski. I spent like 3 or 4 days on this ski in France and was absolutely thrilled by its performance. This was my favorite ski. I ski on the Camo as well, but this was a standout performer for me. I think this is an awesome ski. You don't hear about it much. They're normally $1,150 and now they're $804. As I mentioned before, you can also get the Black Crows Camo ski. I will have a review on this. I like the Justis more. I like the tips of the Justis more, but the Black Crow Camo feels very similar, just with more of a kind of freestyle tip. I will have a review out on this, but I can tell you guys, from what I remember, it was like above an 8 out of 10. So it's still a solid ski, and you can get it for $559 instead of $800. Again, if you're just going for performance, I would steer you towards the Justis, but if you're looking for a good deal and a solid performing ski, this one is $559 instead of $800, and they have all the sizes, 168, 174, 180, 186. I apologize I don't have the full review out, but I'm trying to get out in front of this tariff thing for you guys. Another ski I really love is the Atomic Maverick 95 Ti. You can get that instead of $750, you can get it for $600. I think Atomic is making a big push to move these because everything is going to be CTI next year instead of TI. No, I have not been able to get my hands on the Maverick CTI. I'm not sure what's going on with Atomic at the moment, but I would jump on this deal. This is one of my favorite skis as far as like a daily driver. I think the Maverick has been so slept on. The performance is good, the flotation is nice with the Horizon Tech, phenomenal ski, a great kind of like daily driver option. Zach has a pair of these. I've been daily driving the Maverick 88 Ti. I have a ton of skis that I've been reviewing, but every once in a while on my day off, I still take the Maverick 88 Ti out and I still love it. So you can get 164, 172, 180, or 188. I would not hesitate for that one. Now let's get into some of the bent deals. Now the Atomic Bent series, I don't like half of the widths for the 2024 version, but I do like a lot of them for the 2025 version. I also don't have the review out yet, but I just finished testing the Atomic Bent 90, and I can tell you safely it's like above an 8.8. I don't remember the exact score, but I really, really like these skis. The problem is you've got the Maverick, and the Maverick does a lot that the Bent doesn't, and there's a lot of crossover, but it's a tremendous ski. It's still like, if you get it mounted in the right spot, carves well, this will all make more sense when you see the review. But if you're looking for a pretty decent deal in a nice ski, if you want a lightweight ski that you can kind of carve decently with, that can go off trail, 100% I would recommend the Atomic Bent 90. You can get it in 157, 166, 175, 184 for $439.96 instead of $550. You can also get the Atomic Bent 100 for $519.96. Typically those are $650, anywhere from $158 to $186. The Bent 100 is kind of a weird ski. You know, like, it's in kind of this middle spot, and I used to be a little judgmental of it because it has so much overlap with a bunch of other skis. But honestly, as I've skied with other people more, I've started to realize, like, this is a pretty good first powder ski, if that makes any sense. Like, if somebody is just kind of dipping their toes into powder, but they still want a ski that's reasonable on the groomed runs, I do think that the mounting point, I prefer it at 1 click to 2 clicks back. Your mileage may vary, but I think if you're looking for it to carve, maybe put some demo bindings on it so you can find that good point, because if you just do it factory recommended, I don't think the carving performance is nearly as good. I don't know. Just take that with a grain of salt, but these are nice skis for a reasonable price, and I don't think you're gonna see them go this cheap. I think people massively, massively over-ordered on the, like, retailer side. They over-ordered on the Atomic Bent because it's so popular, and the interest in skiing has gone down over the last couple of years, and now there's just a surplus of these skis. I don't think they're gonna make that mistake twice. So if you wanna get into some Atomic Bent skis, I think now is the perfect time to do it. At least the safe time to do it, if nothing else. You can get the 2025 Atomic Bent 110 in a 164, 172, 180, 188 for $600 instead of $750. Same deal. I love the Atomic Bent 110. It's one of my favorite powder skis. I personally have been using the Bent 120 more, just because when it's really deep, I like having that much ski. I like being able to get through some of the crud. But when there are cross ruts, I do prefer the Bent 110. I've got both of them, and I've been testing out different things on each of them for some future content. But I think that for most people, this is the ski I would recommend. It's such a responsive ski. It's so good at getting through kind of the tumbleweeds, or what do you call that? Not tumbleweeds, through some of like the weeds and brush and bramble. It's a phenomenal ski. The powder performance is great. The Horizon tech is really well implemented with the ski. This is a ski I recommend to my friends. It was last year my powder ski of the year. I think it's just tremendous, and you can get it for $600. Speaking of the Bent 120, you can also get that in a 176, 184 for $679.96 instead of $850. I have been so happy with these skis. They're not for everyone. They're a lot of ski, and I think if you're not skiing very aggressively in the powder, the Bent 110 makes more sense for just like the majority of skiers. But if you are somebody who likes to really send it and you're looking for a good price on a nice powder ski, $680 is much better than $850. And who knows if it'll even be $850 going into next year, right? That's what kind of elevates some of this. It's like, yeah, $680 compared to $850 is good, but let's say that they go for $1,000 next year with tariffs. $680 looks a lot better than whatever that might be. I don't know what the prices are. I'm not trying to scare anyone, but you know, I care about my audience, and I want you guys to get good deals while you can. So these are like decent deals, but if prices go up, in hindsight, they will look like really great deals. Okay, you can also get the Salomon QST 98. This is a really fun ski, very surfy, especially if you kind of get onto the right part of the turn with it. It's got the cork dampener. It's one of the few skis that I feel like does well off trail and also kind of manages to be damp and is fun on a powder day. I don't know, it's just such a safe bet to recommend to people. It's a lot of fun. It's a really good ski for off-trail skiing. It's an easy ski to recommend. You can get this in a 169, 176, 183, or 189 for $559.96. In previous history, you could find Salomon QST 98s for around like $440, but I think those days are done. You can also get the Salomon QST 106 for $599.96 instead of $750. Again, you know, they have the same parent company as Atomic, so likely with these skis being made in Europe, they will go up. You can get anything from 157 all the way up to 189. This is a tremendous ski. I had this powder ski last year and really loved it. The cork dampener is really nice. This is my favorite version of the QST. I know some people like the blank, but I feel like this gives you that like distinct QST turn while still allowing you to have powder flotation. I think for the amount of snowfall most mountains get, this makes a ton of sense for people for a powder ski. If you like those kind of snowboarding turns and you've moved on to skiing, I think this is the closest ski that gets to that snowboard turn. And I just think it's an awesome option for people. Going more towards like the carving crud cutter, you've got the Nordica Enforcer 94. You can watch my full review. I had a lot of mixed feelings about the ski, but this is a good price. $600 instead of $750, 167, 173, 179, and 185. You can get that over at Evo. You know, it's very different than the Enforcer 99, which is kind of funny, but for the right person, this could be a tremendous ski. Speaking of the Enforcer 99, this is one of my favorite remodels of a ski. The Enforcer 100 was so popular, and I felt like they just did a great job upgrading this, changing some of the wood, getting more spring out of the turns. 173, 179, and 191, you can get these for $640 instead of $800. Also, if you have Evo bucks, like if you shop at Evo a lot, they have like a thing where you have points and you can use it to like get yourself like a $10 to $60 gift card. I've used it in the past. I kind of forget about it sometimes, and it's always a nice surprise. Like, oh, you know, I think I bought my Bent 110s for like $370s or something, and then with 60 bucks off, it's $315. It's still money. You're still spending it, but it's nice. It's nice to see it go down a little bit. You can also get the Blizzard Anomaly 94. I preferred this a lot to the 88. You can get it for a 170 or 188, which is crazy because the ski, in my mind, still feels so new. But rather than paying 750 bucks or whatever it's going to be in the future, you can get these for $599.99 in a 170 or 188. Oh, this is a nice one. You can still get my boots. My ski boots. They still have the 2024 version. You can get these in a 29.5 or 30.5 in the Mondo sizes, down from $700 to $380. That's the other thing people forget about. They always think about boots in December when they're full price. Boots are gonna get more expensive. I think that seems like it's almost guaranteed. If this boot or anything else matches for you, I would look to see if they have your boot, if it's gonna need replacing, maybe even get out ahead of it a little bit and stock up if you know a boot fits you well. But you can get these instead of $700, you can pay $380. And there's a ton of other Atomic Hawks. Those are just kind of, I look at my own as a measurement because when I was shopping for it, I had an understanding of the prices. So it's kind of like a good litmus test for me. You can also get the Volkl M7 Mantra in a 163 or 170 for $594.99 instead of $850. I love this ski. I've continued to use it on some of the spring skiing days where the snow's really heavy and wet. I am still skiing on the M7 Mantra and absolutely love it. It is my favorite wet snow ski that I have kind of in my current lineup. What a phenomenal ski. And yeah, get these for $600 instead of $850 because Volkl skis, Volkl, are made in Germany, and it seems very clear that they will be affected by the tariffs as well. Lastly, you can get the Salomon QST 92 skis for $439.96 instead of $550. $152 all the way up to $184. This is, I think, one of the best bang for your buck skis because it does well off trail. It's a comfortable daily driver. The QST 92 is so slept on and I absolutely love it. And instead of paying $550, you can get it for $439.96. Tremendous value, tremendous ski. I don't think you're gonna see QST 92s go any lower than that this year. Maybe they'll dip down slightly, but honestly with prices going up, I don't think they're gonna be as aggressive with their sales this coming fall as they were last fall. I think that was kind of an anomaly. I think if you're looking for skis, this is a perfect time to buy. And lastly, on the goggles, I don't like recommending goggles that I haven't tried, so I'm just gonna recommend my personal ones, but I've been using the Oakley Flight Path L goggle. You can get either of the lenses. I have the rose gold one and I love it, and you can get it for $118 or $119.99. Either that kind of blue, what do they call it? The Prism Sapphire or the Prism Rose Gold. I use the rose gold and absolutely love it, but I don't know, the blue one looks nice too. Goggles are interesting, right? Because typically Oakley goggles are like $236. And right now you can get them for $118, which makes them cheaper than most of those online brands that are not as well made in my opinion. So I would check out those Oakley Flight Paths. I absolutely love my Oakleys. It's one of those products where I feel like it'll be hard for me to ever go back from them. They are just so good. The lenses specifically. If you didn't hear this exact thing, I will have every single product linked down below. But if there's something else you want to buy that you see on sale, just use one of my links and then click through to whatever else you want to buy, and that still gives the channel credit. I can't do these videos without you guys. Affiliate links are about 50% of the channel's income, and that helps keep me independent. So thank you so much for using those. I hope you find this stuff helpful. I'm not trying to scare anyone into buying products they don't need, but if there's something you need, I do think the prices from everything I can see are gonna go up, and right now they are at a historical low. So I would grab what you need now so you can save yourself some money down the line. Skiing's expensive enough as it is. I hope this helps you in some way. So anyway, that's the end of the video. If you like this kind of content, please consider liking and subscribing. That's a free way to support the channel. You can also become a member down below if you want your questions answered. I will have more content in the future. This was kind of spur of the moment, but I wanted to try to help save you guys some money going into the weekend. I know a lot of people, you get your paycheck on Friday. That's usually when I was buying ski stuff and when I still buy ski stuff. So I just want to help you guys out when it's the most effective for you. But more than anything, I just appreciate you guys so much. Also, if you have any questions about ski recommendations, I will try to respond to them. I get a ton of emails about it, but I know when people are shopping for deals, they have questions. I can't guarantee I'll reply, but if you're on the fence and you want help, I will at the very least, I will try to help as many people as I can. So don't hesitate to reach out. You can leave a comment. I can't promise anything, but I know it's kind of a stressful time with tariffs on the horizon, so I will try to help you guys out as much as I can going into the weekend. Anyway, have a great weekend. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.